I certainly don't think it's a threat to the profession. So the actuarial profession has undergone so many different changes, back from the time before we even had calculators, before we had computers, before we even had AI. So I just see it as a tool that we can use. We don't really understand yet the whole scope and the limitations of what it can be, but we are just as though we adapted to calculators and computers, we will adapt to AI, and we will be able to use this to not only do what we currently do faster, but free ourselves up to spend more time on the insights and the implications. And I think that's going to be a real game changer. So I'm really excited about the fact that we have this tool with us to do some of the basic work quicker, and so that we can think about how we can actually communicate and explain the results and think about the implications of that. And that's something that AI can't do at this stage. And so there's a real future, bright future for actuaries. Actuaries have got a really great skill set in understanding financial modelling, and they can look at the different climate projections. And one of the things that they can look at is the tail risk and the uncertainty in the tail risks. Everyone can see like a 1 or 2 or 3 degrees change in climate, but what happens if that 1 or 2 isn't 1 or 2 but actually is 10 or 15? That would make a huge difference in the actual results of what we're going to see from the climate outcomes. Now, what are the chances of that happening? There could be a very small chance of a 15% change, or there could be a big chance. The actuaries are able to help think about the probabilities of those different scenarios and the sorts of strategies we could put in place to mitigate those different scenarios, so that we don't just plan for the average, we can actually make allowance for the extremes. And actuaries can model all different aspects of the society and the projections to help come up with those results. The most important thing, I would say, is communication. It's all very well being able to calculate the correct answers, and most of those really smart students would be able to do that spot on. But to be able to communicate the results and explain to someone the implications of the results, that is the most important thing that they also need to be able to do. So I think that the scope of where actuaries are getting involved is much broader than in the past, and I think that's so exciting. Personally, I would be so excited to be a student starting off in my career today, because I'd be getting right into the AI technical abilities, I'd be getting right into some of the climate changes and answers, and there's so many different areas where you can go. Even back when I started, I got into energy pricing, and then that evolved into lots of different areas. So the scope of where actuaries can get involved, and I just want to do everything, and I think that's the whole excitement about the profession, to give people that opportunity. I think it's a plus. Like, every new advancement we have is a plus, because the fact that we can save time by doing some of these calculations and doing some of this analysis gives us more time to spend on the implications and the communications and the what next, and to advance the next thing. Every time society has advanced, back from when they had the agricultural revolutions and things, we have been able to do so much. Man's gone to the moon and beyond. We're going to keep advancing as society, and I think this is just one step. I'm not quite sure where it's going to take us yet, but I'm sure we're going to keep advancing and advancing as society, and actuaries will advance along with it.